Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is David Linsky. I'm the president of Debt Free Living. We are a financial planning firm that specializes in assisting individuals struggling with debt, whether that's student loans, credit cards, mortgages, even business debt, to put together the proper financial plan on how to eliminate that debt in the most efficient way. Now, the purpose for today's webinar is to discuss the student loan interest waiver, to go through what this waiver really entails, who it's eligible for, and how we can use this waiver during this tough time to actually advance our situation using very unique strategies. Now, to start off, let's go through what this waiver actually entails. This waiver is meant for only student loan borrowers through the federal government in certain repayment plans. So unfortunately, those who have private loans with companies like Sallie Mae or Discovery, this waiver as of now does not qualify for those loans. Now, this waiver is going to be enacted automatically through your servicer if you qualify. You do not need to call your lender and opt in. Again, the waiver is retroactively dated as of March 13th, 2020. It may take some time for the servicers to actually implement this waiver so you see it on your website, but if they need to, they'll go back and refund interest charges from March 13th until the waiver ends. Now, this waiver is only for the interest portion of the monthly payment. So it's very crucial to understand, if you're a borrower and you qualify for this waiver and you still have a monthly payment due, you need to make that monthly payment. This waiver is just allowing all dollars to go strictly to principal. Now, this gives us some opportunity to use some strategies to get ahead of the game, which we'll get to in a little bit. But remember, if you have a payment due, you still need to make that payment as of now. So let's first try to understand which loans qualify. But to do so, we need to understand why they qualify. So the Higher Education Act allows only income-driven loan repayment plans for their payments to firstly go to accrued interest, then collection costs, then late charges, and lastly to loan principal. Because of that payment structure, those rules parallel the statutory language at USC Code 1098E, Section B, subsection 2. All that code tells us is that it gives the government the ability to give a waiver for a student debt if the first three costs of a borrower's payment go to accrued interest, then collection costs, then late charges, leaving principal only left. Now, when we think about it, the reason they do that is because at the end of your repayment period, if you're in a repayment plan, all that's left is principal, and that's what's forgiven. So now with this waiver, we waive the first three costs. All that's left for the borrower to do is pay principal. Now, the borrowers who do qualify can make as much principal-only payments as they want during these times. So, for instance, everything above your minimum payment is going to get a dollar-for-dollar elimination of principal. Now, for borrowers that are in federal deferment, forbearance, or currently enrolled in school in a federal loan program, during this time, you will not be accruing any additional interest. Now, these allow us to do different things that we'll get to in a little bit. But again, remember, if you're in deferment, forbearance, or in school through a federal borrower, you will not be accruing additional interest during this waiver time. So we're going to look over this list, and I urge you, if you do not see your student loan on this list, but you feel you are in a federal student loan, at the end when you see our contact, reach out to us via email or phone call, because some servicers put these on their websites differently than others. So you may actually be eligible if you don't see your loan right here. The qualifying loans in general are going to be the direct Stafford subsidized and unsubsidized loans, the direct Grad Plus and direct Parent Plus loans, the federally held family education loan or the FFEL loan, as well as federally held Perkins Plans loans. Now that we know which loans qualify, let's understand when and how this waiver is actually going to be implemented. So again, the president said on March 13th, as of that date, he was waiving interest payments for federal student loans. Now, student loan payments are still due. I'm going to keep saying that because it's important to understand. If you have a payment that's due, you still need to make it if principal portions are due. So when we think about it in a broad sense, there's over 44 million federal student loan borrowers with 9 main servicers. This could take some time. They are working right now with the Department of Education on how to implement this and how to implement it efficiently, but this could involve some sort of refund of interest if the servicers cannot actually implement it on your site before your next payment. So understand, if you see an interest charge, they will have to retroactively take it out, anything past that March 13th date. So now we understand what the waiver entails, who it's for, and how they're going to try to implement it. But how can we use this tough time during this interest waiver period to actually advance our situation? So we're going to go through 3 different strategies that I would recommend. If you're going to try to do one, please reach out to us. We will help you do this for no cost. Or if you have a financial advisor who is well versed with student loans, please lean on them. The first one, entering into a forbearance on your qualifying federal loans to redirect those payments to your private loans. So let's understand why we would do that. If you're struggling to make your payments because of this financial hardship, and you have both federal loans that qualify for this waiver, as well as private loans that do not, by entering into a forbearance on your federal loans that do qualify, you're not going to have to make a payment because you're in a forbearance. Now, the principal usually would accrue interest in a forbearance in this situation, but because of this waiver, you're not going to be accruing interest during the forbearance period. So now you take that savings of the payment that would be going to your federal loans and can use it to actually supplement the cost of your private loans so you do not fall behind there. Now, the second one, we're going to enter into a forbearance, the same outline reasons above, but now instead of using that payment to help supplement your private loan payment, take it and put it into your savings. Get that emergency account built up, so by the time this waiver is over, you have some money in your savings. Now, we use different savings techniques to help our clients, even before this waiver, to eliminate their student loan debt in a significantly shorter time. And if you want to learn about those, please reach out to us. You'll see our contact information at the end. But the third one that you can use right now, and again, I encourage you, if you want to do these methods, reach out to us. We'll be happy to help, or someone who's well versed and can understand student loans and their websites. But you can reallocate the payments within your federal loan repayment plan to target higher balances. Now, by doing this, remember, we're getting a dollar for dollar payment to principal. So if you allocate those dollars differently to target higher balances, when this waiver's over, you'll save yourself a decent amount of scheduled interest down the road. To summarize this waiver, we need to remember it's only eligible as of now. Again, you're going to see our contact information after this. If you want to be updated on all the changes that might happen during this period, email us and we'll add you to our list of people to update. But as of now, it's eligible for borrowers in the federal government loan repayment plans. Remember, this does not waive your entire payment, but it allows the borrowers to make payments fully to principal without having to pay interest. The date is going to be March 13th, retroactively, if it takes some time. The timetable is still unknown. So by emailing us, you'll be updated with all those dates. Now, as of now, remember, 44 plus million federal borrowers, 9 servicers. The student loan servicers are still working with the Department of Ed on how to really implement this efficiently. Again, this might require interest refunds, but we're finding out more every single day. If eligible, you will not need to elect into this waiver. It's going to be automatically done through the servicer. But if you wanted to implement one of these strategies we talked about earlier, that requires contact either through your website or through calling, which we would be happy to assist you with. Also, we specialize in planning on how to get out of debt in the most efficient manner using structured financial plans. So after this and time settles down, if you want to learn about how we can do that for you, please reach out. Let's remember, knowledge is power when we put it to use. Right now, most people are panicking. If you're not going to understand the regulations and the rules, then you can't implement them properly. We use these rules to our advantage. We do not want to be in a worse position than when this started, and we do not have to be. For anyone watching this, we will do a free, complimentary student loan review for you to understand if you qualify, and if you don't, how maybe we can get you to qualify for this waiver. If you want to implement any of those strategies, we will help you do that for no cost. To reach us, call us at 1-800-836-1509. That's 1-800-836-1509. Email me directly at davidlinsky@wehatedebt.com. Visit our website at www.wehatedebt.com. Again, I'm David Linsky. I'm the president of Debt Free Living. We are here to help, so please reach out.